So Yash, before we go any further, can you also talk to us about the stocks and news this morning, and then we can continue our discussion on the markets for the day, because it's all about stock-specific action. If there's a doji pattern, not too many cues, we're going to talk about the stocks, and you picked out some fascinating stocks are in news, so to speak. Talk to us about them.
So Tata Steel was one of the stocks that I was tracking earlier this morning. Now Moody's has upgraded its long-term issuer rating on the company. Now Moody has upgraded. It's a major upgrade because Tata Steel had a rating of BA1, which is a non-investment grade rating. Now Moody's has assigned a rating of Baa3, which is an investment grade rating. Now what in simple terms it suggests is that the credit worthiness of Tata Steel has improved. Now Moody's said that despite the muted trend that we are seeing in steel prices, it expects Tata Steel's profitability to enhance going forward, and its cost of capital is expected to decrease as a result of this rating upgrade. Also, Moody's has changed the outlook from stable to stable from positive, which suggests that this rating will stay here for a longer period of time. So perhaps we will not see any volatility there. So Mohit, my question to you is, what will be the implication of this rating upgrade from Moody's on the stock of Tata Steel?
Look for any kind of a stock which is into this sector, which is your metals specifically. These are all very heavy capex kind of sectors. And once you have a rating upgrade for a company like Tata Steel, it means a lot. It means that the cost of funding will come down. It means that they can borrow much easily from the domestic and the local and the global markets per se, and which is extremely imperative for these kind of a business, because these are all capital guzzlers, right? And Tata Steel has been in news for last one odd month for all the positive reasons. If you see the settlement which they arrived with the UK government last month, wherein the Talbot plant will be again recapitalized with the 1.5 billion pound kind of investment from Tata Steel, and out of which 500 million will be contributed by the UK government. That was again extremely positive. They were again in the news when they were closing down a loss-making subsidiary in Netherlands. So they're trying and restructuring the business. They're trying and making it more profitable. And the UK subsidiary will also kind of become very, very accretive for them in next 1.5 to 2 years, which is what the management commentary has been all about. So all in all, I think all positive factors coming together, and the raw material prices, the steel prices have also been inching up, which is also favoring the stock. So right now, the stars are kind of aligning for this stock after a fairly long while. I continue to maintain that these are very cyclical stocks and very, very high risk bets. So one has to be extremely cautious and careful when to enter in. Just for record's sake, Tata Steel has only been profitable for 2 years in the recent history. I think 2018 and 22. They've reported a PAT positive number. Otherwise, they've always been a loss-making thing. But I think the stars are aligning, as I said, and the commentary around and the news flow around has been extremely positive. So hopefully this augurs well, and if the borrowing cost comes down, I think it will yield a good profitability.
All right, talking about steel, Hero Motocorp is up as well. High steel prices don't really augur well for Hero Motocorp, does it?
Yeah, but Hero Motocorp is in the news for different reasons. Now it has said that it will hike the prices of Karizma AMR starting from October 1 by 7,000. Now the introductory price of Karizma was about 1,72,900 rupees. Now the new price from October 1 going forward will be 1,79,900 rupees. Now the stock was under a bit of a pressure. In fact, the Hero Motocorp stock has been under a fair bit of pressure. It has corrected about 5% or so in the last 6 or 7 days. But the stock has also run up quite a bit, in the last 6 months. It has given a returns of about 20% or so. Now, how is the stock looking on the price chart? Is it a good news? Do you expect more two-wheelers companies to follow suit and hike prices of their offerings, given that the festive season is right around the corner, Mohit?
And Mohit, that adds to the question which I began. Input costs are clearly going up for the likes of Hero Motocorp. Are you seeing the hike in prices as a function of a rising input costs? And more importantly, my fundamental wisdom says festive season is not the greatest time to hike prices. There's so much discounts on a way, so many people want to buy. Talk to us, put this into perspective for us. Stock is up nearly 1% for this morning.
Look, so there are many things around this particular stock, right? Karizma was kind of a relaunch of a previous brand which Hero Motocorp ran long back. After a long time, they introduced this brand. Hero Motocorp per se has been trying extremely hard to enter the premium segment of the Indian motorbike market, but they've not been successfully able to do that. And Karizma was one of those efforts. As of now, whatever I read across the ground reports have been mixed on this launch, and it's not kind of picked up to the expectations of what the management was expecting. However, we are still fairly early in the launch season, and we're still about to kick off the festive season. So we will have to wait and watch as to how the demand picks up. But lot is riding for Hero MotoCorp on this particular bike, right? That's point number one. Point number two, there has been some negative management commentary or reporting around the promoter family and so on and so forth for last whatever 6 months or last 1 year odd, which also weighed very heavily on the stocks, right? And there was some promoter family settlement which got arrived in the family, and there was a lot of news flow around that. That was point number two, which was weighing down the stock fairly heavily. Uh, the third point, which to my mind is the most critical and most imperative point, is that Hero MotoCorp has been the market leader since the time we've known this company. Right? They command almost 44.5% market share of the entire motorcycle market in India. But mind you, this market share has been degrowing year on year, and that's actually weighing down on the stock very very heavily for last 2 odd years. I think they've lost almost 3.8 to 4% market share in last 1 to 2 years, if I'm not wrong, and which is extremely hard hitting for a company which has commanded a market share of almost 50% in the Indian market, right? So I think those are few parameters which have been weighing down very heavily on the stock. As I told you, lot will ride on this festive season. Demand has to kind of spur, and that is what everyone around is hoping, that the demand will kind of spur, and lot is riding for Hero MotoCorp on this particular brand, which is Charisma, and this particular launch. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how the market responses. Maybe in a week or so, we will get the actual ground report of the pickup in terms of this bike, and that will kind of give us further indication on the stock.